Hi, welcome to Empower Today. We're in our third week of thinking about death. People have been really positive, saying things like, I wish we'd spoken about this more. I had one lady said to me, she works in a hospice, I wish people spoke about this more, it would make my job a lot easier. We've been thinking this last week in church services about, is it okay to fear death? And where I got to, and you can disagree with me, is it's perfectly natural to fear death, because death is not a natural part of life. It interrupted life when humanity messed up. So there should be some degree of fear, but not a fear that enslaves us. In the book of Hebrews chapter 2, the writer there, she says that Jesus died to release us from the slavery of fear of death. So I think we just need to talk about it, that maybe we are worried that our time is finite, that we're going to be interrupted by death, that we're worried that it might be painful. One lady after the service said to me, I'm not so worried about death, but I am worried about dying. She said, the process of getting there I'm not keen on at all. But for many of us, we might actually be scared of death as well, of that unknown. What is it actually like? You may have heard some Christians quote this passage. It's in 1 Corinthians. Paul wrote it, where it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, when the perishable has been clothed with the imperishable and the mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come true. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Lots of Christians quote that and say that that's what we should be saying now. But if we read it carefully, Paul says, when the perishable, when this is clothed in the imperishable, in the eternal, when what is mortal, this is made into immortality, when we die and we go to be with Jesus, then we'll say, where, O death, is your sting? So I wonder if now it does feel a bit stingy, but when we meet Jesus, when this life ends, we might say, actually, where, O death, is your sting? Where is your victory? Because I've met Jesus and he's brought me through that. When I go to give blood, well, I don't go to give blood, my wife does. She goes and she watches them put the needle in the vein and she watches the tube fill up. When I go to have a blood test, I have my arm out like that and I look away and I check all of the letters on the poster beside me and I think, I'm going to die this time. She's going to really kill me. I know she's good at her job, but this could be it. And then she'll say, okay, we're done. I'm like, oh, that didn't actually, I found a tiny prick, but that didn't really hurt at all. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? The other side of death, we will look back and say that. Now, I think it's natural to be a bit fearful of death, but let's not let us, as Hebrews chapter 2 says, enslave us. Best way for it to not enslave us? Talk with people we know and trust. Be honest and vulnerable. Let's face it, if Jesus can be scared of death when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane and when he was on the cross dying and said, my God, why have you forsaken me? If Jesus on the cross can be scared of it, then I think we're in good company that occasionally we might have a slight wobble. Wobble, but not slavery. Take care. Have a good week.